Hello, entrepreneurs. Joe DeChara coming to you live from downtown Flushing, New York, once again for another amazing episode of How to Win a Business. And tonight, folks, I have no choice but to talk about what's going on at the IRS. It's unprecedented. It's total chaos. It was bad enough before COVID, and the system is broken, folks, and it's not good news for anybody that has to file a return, or especially for small business owners who already have to, navigate the machine, the gauntlet. As I like to call it. And I put together a brief slideshow here, and I want to get into it. If you're watching live, give me a hashtag live. If you're watching a replay, give me a hashtag replay, please. Yes, it's the middle of tax season. I have become a CPA again. I have become a CPA again. If you don't know me, I have been an entrepreneur my whole life, and for a long time I forgot that I actually prepare taxes, and I'm pretty good at it. I'm good at a couple of things, which is bookkeeping, setting up new businesses, and resolving tax problems. I've spent most of my career fixing tax problems that were caused by other people. I try not to cause any tax problems, but what I am seeing now, folks, in over 35 years of practice, is just total chaos. There's no logic to it. Starting with the stimulus checks. Okay, so let's talk about that for a minute, because the way they handled those checks is those payments is I'm gonna be answering notices for the next 2 years on that. I know it. I know it because too many payments got lost. According to the IRS, they paid everyone. They paid everyone. They posted it on the website. They said everybody that was due a stimulus check got it. Well, a lot of them didn't. Or they got lost. I have a couple of really strange stories. My own mom got the first stimulus check mailed to her. That's how it worked. Okay, it was mailed to her. She didn't get the second one, and she thought it was because she moved. And when she went online to check it took her in a complete circle. And long story short, I had to go on. I had to become Sherlock Holmes. And we figured out that they direct deposited her second stimulus check into an account that she closed because she moved. So she had closed the account, and luckily on the IRS site, it said, it was deposited into, and you could see the last 4 digits. She's like, I don't have that account anymore. And how did they even know about it? How did they know about it? That's another mystery. Another friend of mine had the first stimulus check direct deposited. It was the opposite of my mom. The first one was direct deposited. The second one, for some reason, they decided to mail to her. And it never got there, which is another part of the total chaos that's going on, which is the post office. So picture this. The IRS is saying they mailed it, and they may have, and the check might be sitting at the post office, but the post office is the post office. The post office was broken before COVID. Then COVID hit, And right now they're trying to deliver millions and millions of vaccines. My mother, I ordered Christmas gifts in the beginning of December, and they didn't get here until February. Now, let's go through some of these bizarre things that I have been coming up with, because in the end, it's the small business owners that suffer. It's the people that can least afford it, percentage-wise get into the most difficulties. And it's just, I'm trying to, hopefully with some of this information, we can turn the tide. So this is something that just came in, and I blanked out all the, this is actually a client. He got this letter in the mail. It's dated March 10th from the IRS, obviously, 2021. And it's about his correspondence related to Form 1120 for 2018. Now, look at this. Thank you for your inquiry. September 8th. So let's count. October, November, December, January, February, March that's over 6 months, folks. So they didn't even open the mail to respond to this until recently. And then they say, well, we're going to need more time. We need another 60 days. Okay. So my client sends this to me and is like, what is this about? And I didn't remember. I had to go back into his files, and apparently I think we filed an amended return. That's all we did in that time. So they haven't processed his amended return. And they're not going to process it for another 2 months. Now, I think that he owed money with that return. I'm pretty sure. And if he did, I would have to go back, but they cashed the check. I guarantee you that. But if he was due a refund and I have to check, he's not going to see it maybe for another 4 to 6 months. That's going on a year. That should be illegal. Okay? I mean, the IRS, no matter how underfunded they are, they're supposed to process returns. And I'm going to tell you what the real problem is, because they're not focused on processing our returns. I'm going to show you what they're focused on and how to defend yourself. They are a machine. Okay, welcome to the machine, folks. It used to be that we dealt with individuals on the telephone, face to face, and now we deal with the machine, literally. You're not dealing with individuals. And then when you are, they're not usually trained IRS representatives. They're probably somebody that is working temp from home, believe it or not. Okay, because I talk to these people now and I'm like, they don't know the law. They don't know the rules. They don't know how to process a power of attorney, which I have to use quite often. And they give me the wrong answers on simple questions. So it's obvious what they're focusing on, and it's not customer service. This is what I advise everybody to do now. It will give you an education. It will show you what the IRS has on you. So you could actually go to the IRS website. It's irs.gov. and get your tax records, view your account, see what's on there. Okay? See what's on there. That's the first thing. You know, the best defense sometimes is a good offense. So we go on the offensive with this. This is the IRS structure. So you know, you're dealing with a machine. Let's see how the machine is built and what part of the machine do I have to deal with. Okay, there's 4 main divisions. Okay, we don't care about 3 of them for the most part. We only care about small business and self-employed, because those are sole proprietors and solopreneurs. Okay, the IRS has a mission. So look at this: help small businesses and self-employed taxpayers understand and meet their tax obligations while applying the tax law with integrity and fairness to all. Integrity and fairness to all. So how are they going to make that happen? Well, they're going to address the underreporting gap. Now, the underreporting gap are those individuals that forget that they have to file a tax return, or they underreport their income. They don't report all their income. So that's at the top of the list. The underpayment tax gap, that's when they know you owe them money, you know you owe them money, and now they're a collection agency. They're the biggest collection agency in the universe. Okay? And then the non-filing tax gap. Those are people that just absolutely just don't file. They just don't file a return for whatever reason. A lot of times they don't file returns because they got into trouble one year and then they just stop. They just stop filing. And so these are the top, this is what the IRS is focusing on. So if you're a small business owner and you're getting notices now, there's a reason for it, because the collection process doesn't stop. The collection process doesn't stop, even though they have stopped opening the mail, which would normally stop the collection process. So what happens is, as a CPA, as a tax professional, I have certain privileges to contact the IRS directly. I have a priority hotline where I can call and usually get through pretty quickly. They vet you, and if you don't, they want to know exactly who I am. I got to give them a lot of information. So there's security. And there's a reason for that. I respect that. And then if I don't have the kind of problem that they say that they will solve for me, well, then I'm getting a black mark. They're not going to want to talk to me. And eventually they might even flag me to audit me. I don't know, but they do audit accountants now, because we have a fiduciary responsibility to how we handle our clients' records. So now here's the thing. Normally, a client gets a notice that they owe money, and they send it to me, and I respond. If they owe it, we pay it. A lot of times they don't owe it. It might be an administrative error, or maybe we have to amend a return, but there's a solution that doesn't require them to have to pay. So I write a letter like this, a penalty abatement letter. And they respond. By law, they're supposed to respond. There's time limits. They call it a 30-day letter, a 90-day letter, and then you go into collection. Okay, but as long as you respond, they're supposed to respond back. Now, in this case, this was reasonable cause. I actually blamed this client, got a $200 penalty, and I blamed it on myself. That's reasonable cause, okay? Now, when I am sending letters to the IRS, they're not opening them. They're not opening them. But the collection process is still going on. So the only solution, so now I can get a power of attorney and try to stop it, okay? That takes a lot of time, and that's the second option. The first option, unfortunately, has been for me to tell my clients to actually call the IRS themselves and inform them that we have already responded and we're going to respond again by mail, and to stop the collection action. And this is, I have inside information on the best time to call the IRS. It's right before they start taking calls on Wednesday. So whatever jurisdiction you're in, they have offices in Utah that, they have different, just be aware of the time zone. Okay. And that's how we're doing it now, folks. We had to change it up. I think I am. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I feel like a lot of times I've been at war with the IRS, not with the individuals at the IRS, with the system. And this is, we got to break out all the stops. We got to call in the troops because it's only going to get worse. Thank God they extended the filing deadline. Like I said they would back in February, they extended it to May 17th. So, things like, so they have a new, so everybody is supposed to get a $300 charitable donation, even if you don't itemize. There's nowhere to put it on a tax return. I'm a CPA and I'm looking for this stuff, and it's just not there. So, and then we got the whole mess with the retroactive unemployment thing. It looks like now, because I put my client's info there, and it's actually flowing. The unemployment is not taxable now. So the software company and the IRS actually got that right pretty quickly. But it's a nightmare out there, folks. If you're a small business owner and you have to deal with the IRS, try not to do it on your own. You can always, I'm always available. I'm not to pitch you. If you have a problem, a tax notice or anything like that, I'll give you 15, 20 minutes of my time to try to help you solve it. And that's how you do it. You just book a call with me, timewithjoe.com. And that's my story. I'm sticking with it. God bless. Thank you. Over and out.